We didn't look at the game. We didn't talk about the game. We talked about the characters and the world. That right there should tell you everything that's going to be wrong with this show. Let's hit them streets. How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Jose, aka TheNYCGeek, aka TNG, aka your Elden Lord. Yours. Aka the guy that wants to remind all of you often that I can be pretty smooth brain. We all can be. We all can be. The wrinkles up there, they only form for a few things. Elden Ring is one of them. However, I can grasp a simple concept that seems to elude most Hollywood showrunners. And please, tell me if I'm going too fast for them to keep up with it. When you pay for an IP, okay, when you pay for an intellectual property in hopes of creating a show or a movie, you should probably, you should probably try to keep it as close to the source material as possible. Because then why the fuck are you paying for the IP? Why? Why do you think fans of that IP are going to give a shit about your product if it's not like what they are already fans of? You know what I mean? I know it's not. I feel like that's not too crazy of a concept. I don't think it's that hard. Yet somehow it certainly has eluded the Halo showrunner Stephen Kane and journalists like the one from The Verge that thinks that the Halo show being nothing like the games is a good thing.
Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless.
Then why the fuck is it the Halo show if it's not going to be like the Halo games? Look, I will be the first one, to say that I've not been a fan of where the Halo franchise has gone story-wise. I think ever since 4, it went downhill. I was not a fan of 6. I played Halo Infinite. I really was not a fan of that. It felt like the story, it felt like between 5 and 6, like you feel like you missed another game. So I get that. The main storyline, I won't speak of the, story, the side games and the novels, because I haven't really played those or really read much of them or the comics and whatnot. I'm just going on the main 6 entries. But when I tell you, I think the first 3 Halo games, the story being told there is some of the best sci-fi out there. Hands down. The story of an overwhelming alien force coming to eliminate humanity, and humanity trying to, its absolute best to grasp whatever victory it can in this war that it is losing. Slowly but surely, they are losing. It's not an original one, but Halo still told it very well. It told it through the harrowing battles that you're a part of in the games, the rich settings that you explore, such as the titular Halos, and of course, through the Master Chief. Make no mistake about it, the Master Chief is Halo. He is more than just a faceless soldier. He is humanity's last hope. He's a beacon. It's something we're told of very early on. The fact that Spartans are never killed, they go MIA. The reverence that those NPC soldiers have in the early games whenever the chief is around them. The way their spirits are uplifted when he leads the charge in battle. I always remember in the Halo games, I would do my absolute best because I was so into the story, and that I would do my best to try to keep all the soldiers alive. I would do absolutely everything possible to keep the soldiers alive because I felt like, that's what the chief would do. He would do his best. And you get wrapped up into it because that's what the chief is. The relationship between him and Cortana, which is as important as the battle between the Master Chief and the Covenant. It is there through his interactions with Cortana that we no longer see the soldier. We see the man behind the armor. We see John. She calls him it often, almost reminding him of his own humanity and being a font of strength that for him to draw upon when the burdens of an unwinnable war become too much even for the Master Chief. This is what makes Halo Halo. This is what made Xbox a household name. It is what launched console wars. It is the very definition of a system seller. And for Paramount, for Stephen Kane to sit here and think that they can just throw all that out the window and still tap into the core of what makes Halo fans love these stories without even going into what makes Halo fans love these fucking stories.
Sheer fucking hubris.
I just now I have watched the first episode. I'm not gonna talk much about it. I can tell you this. There will be two small things that I will touch on. I'm sorry, but there will be two small things I touch upon. This is one of them. I will say that the first 17 minutes of this show, I know because I looked and I made sure I got the timestamp. The first 17 minutes of this show are great. They're fucking awesome, actually. The battle between the Covenant and the Spartans, which you've probably seen most in some of the trailers. Holy shit. The sound effects, like you get to hear the Master Chief's shields, the pleading and then recharging, the battle cries of the elites, even though there's no grunts. You know, that's the point of the Covenant, is that it's multiple alien races. Maybe we'll see more of that. But, you know, the grunts of the elites, the action, the CGI is fucking woo, top notch. And this, if this was where the show was heading, I could keep going. I would keep going. I would. But you see very early on, it's not. This is not the Chiefs show. This is a show about the UNSC politics. This is going to be Quan's story, a character who already in the first episode I could give no fucks about. In fact, I just don't like her already. This is going to be all about all the things that you don't give a shit about in a Halo story. Forced drama, bad writing, bad characters, scenes that make no sense with the characters themselves. It has become so prevalent in a lot of what Hollywood spits out today, especially when they try to take IPs that are already established and try to make it their own. I hate it. I can't. We're seeing it happen with Lord of the Rings. Clearly, it's going to be happening here in Halo. And for me, what already death nail in the coffin for me already was the slap in the face to Halo fans when they committed the travesty of removing the Master Chief's helmet to reveal his face. That is the second thing that I was going to touch on. Removing the helmet and showing the Master Chief's face. Not even a fucking build up. Not even something, not that I would be happy with them doing it, period, but I could tolerate it a smidge more if it had been like, you know, The Mandalorian, where we've spent all of these episodes and then happened at the last episode. No. Fucking first, like within the first episode with half of it already there. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? It's very clear that they're trying to show you, they're telling you, this is not your Master Chief. This isn't the Master Chief. It's not. This is Hollywood's Master Chief. We need to think of a different name for him. Master Chef? Something. We got to get, because that's not Master Chief. It's Master Chef. I don't know. Something. Because when I look at that Master Chief, not that it won't dilute my fucking imprint of the Master Chief. I know the Master Chief from Halo. I'm always going to think of finishing the battle, sir. You know, like that fucking badass. But when this show, them doing that, who are you going to think of? You're going to think of Porn Stash from Orange is the New Black. That's what people are going to think. And look, to be fair, it's not his fault. It is not his fault. It's not Quan's actress's fault. It's none of the actor's fault. They shouldn't get any hate from this. They shouldn't. Because it's not their fault. It's not that they aren't the writers. They aren't the showrunners. And to be fair to Pablo Schreiber, he did make me chuckle with a joke in the first episode about eating, and it felt like something the Chief would actually say. You know, he does have that dry humor in the games and the comics. I thought that was fine. I actually did like that. I like that, you know, it reminds me of, you know, when Cortana, when he tells her, you know, I was thinking of shooting my way out, trying to mix things up. Like, I'm fine with them putting a little bit, you know, some dry humor in the Chief. I don't want him cracking fucking knock-knock jokes, but I don't blame Pablo Schreiber for it at all. Like I said, I'm blaming showrunners, whoever fucking greenlit this. I won't go too much into this because frankly, it should be clear what my thoughts on this series will be. I won't be reviewing it episode by episode because I refuse to give Paramount my money. I won't. What I'll likely do is sign up when it's done. When it's done, I'll sign up for the free trial, binge it when it's done, cancel my trial, and then I'll give my thoughts. I will, and look, if I am wrong in this current initial assessment by the end of it, by the end of season 1, because I will watch it at the end of season 1 when it's done, and I can binge it for free because I'm not going to give Paramount money. If I'm wrong in my initial assessment, and these later episodes prove to fix what was wrong already in the first episode, that's knocked me out of the series entirely, and they knock it out the park. Hey, I will happily eat crow. I will say in my review that I was wrong, or I will say where it picked it back up and where they fixed it and whatnot. I wouldn't bet on it, but hey, I would love for this Halo show to be Halo. You know what it's named after, what you're taking the fucking source material from. But when your showrunner leads with the fact that they didn't even bother to look into the source material for the IP that they are adapting into a fucking television show, it speaks to me volumes of what the quality will be like and what the writing will be like. And I'm not looking forward to this. I'm not. I hope I'm wrong. I don't think I will be. Anyway, this is my thoughts on Halo Episode 1, the TV series. I don't want to go too much into spoilers. Obviously, I'm not too happy with it. But hey, like I said, I'll watch it at the end. I'll binge it at the end, and I'll give a much more in-depth review and breakdown of it when the series is done. But I will not be reviewing it episode by episode on this channel. I apologize, but no, I'm not giving Paramount money. Fuck that. So anyway, if you've enjoyed this kind of content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Hit it right fucking now. Right now. Except as always, if you're subbed, please, then don't hit that button. Instead, consider hitting that like button. Hit that share button. Share it with your pals. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Tell me, are you watching the Halo show? Are you going to be watching it? What are your thoughts? Are you excited about it? Am I fucking wrong? Jose, shut the fuck up. You're wrong. What the fuck are you talking about? Leave it in the comments. I'll engage. I'll happily engage with you. What did you enjoy? Are you hating it like me? Are you getting hotter and hotter under the fucking collar as you think more about this show like I am? Leave it all in the comments. As always, though, your time is the most important thing that you can share with me. Thank you, seriously, for sharing it with me. Please, take care of each other. Stay safe.